What's up guys, Ben here, and today I have my review of the Moto E 2nd generation with LTE 3 months later after its release. So if you haven't already, check out my unboxing on the phone by clicking this on-screen card or check the video description, but with that said, let's get straight into the review. Now the first thing you need to know about this phone is the price. It is a budget phone with a price well worth the features, software and hardware you get with the phone. Now the price of the handset is £109 or $149 straight from Motorola's website, but I'll leave some links below if you're interested. Firstly, I'm going to get the specs out the way, and inside we actually have some decent specs with a quad-core Snapdragon 410 processor clocked at 1.2 GHz and an Adreno 306 GPU clocked at 400 MHz. We also get 8 GB of storage and micro SD card expansion up to 32 GB, but I found only 5 GB is available, so keep that in mind. We have 1 GB of RAM, good for light multitasking. We also get a fairly small 2390 mAh battery, which pushes the pixels of the 4.5 inch 540 by 960 IPS display, and being an LTE phone you get all the 4G connectivity. So as you can see, the specs do not stack up to flagship smartphones such as the LG G4, but I'm happy to say that I've experienced little to no lag with this phone thanks to its operating system Android Lollipop 5.0.2 with hardly any bloatware from Motorola. The only apps they have included are Motorola Migrate, which is a great way to send information from your old phone to your new one, like your contacts for example. And the other app would be Motorola Assist, which is a great lock screen feature first found on the Moto X 2nd generation. But other than these two apps, the software is stock Android at its finest. A great way Motorola used to reduce lag was to slow down apps, for example scrolling through your Instagram feed. This is not an official feature though, just something I've noticed, so don't quote me on that. For the hardware, in my opinion, the button placements are great on the right side of the device, and a slight texture on the power button makes it easy to distinguish it from the volume keys. The overall design of the phone is great, a tad slippery but made up by the grippy sides. The whole phone is made out of plastic, which is understandable for the price tag. I was not keen on the thickness of the device, but it is a great size, especially if you're coming from an iPhone 5S or below. Overall, I was pleased with the build quality. Up top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack which produces great audio quality. To charge and sync the phone you have a micro USB port located at the bottom of the device, but I found charging times to be a lot slower than the average phone. A great hardware feature would be the single front facing speaker, but it is slightly tinny. The phone is available in white like I have here and a black colour which I prefer, as the white is very bright. But for customization you can swap out the sides with many different colours like the ones on screen now. Now onto the camera quality. And this phone has a front facing VGA camera which isn't great, and a 5 megapixel rear facing camera which is surprisingly better than I thought it would be. Here are some video tests from both cameras. Okay, so this is the 5 megapixel rear facing camera, just a video test on it. And here's a video test for the front facing VGA camera. A feature smartphones fail in is battery life, and when I first got the phone I was having battery problems, but once I received this software update, battery life was good, leaving me with roughly 20% at the end of a moderate usage day. I'm getting about 4 hours of on-screen time, but as I said earlier, it takes a long time to charge fully and sometimes heats up when doing so. Don't be fooled by the screen resolution, as it's fine and looks very similar to 720p. The screen is fairly small compared to today's standards, but 4.5 inches allows the phone to easily fit in pockets, great for little kids. The display is protected by Gorilla Glass 3 and has an anti-smudge coating, but the coating is only noticeable when compared to other phones. The display's viewing angles are great, but is let down by poor brightness, which makes it a pain to see outside in sunlight, especially now coming up to the summertime. Now, I'm always asked about gaming on devices, and I can say gaming is smooth, but the games do look rather low quality, and a great example for this would be Asphalt 8, a very popular racing game. Games such as Bird Climb, which are not at all graphically intense, run smoother than a baby's bottom. The final thing is the actual phone side of things. The 4G speeds here in the UK on this phone were 39 millisecond ping. We have a 16.71 megabytes per second download speed and a 0.85 megabyte upload speed, which is what I got on a quick test that I just did at my school because that's all I had time for really. Call quality on my end was great, but on the other end was just about average. And just to tell you guys, all tests were done on the Vodafone UK network. In conclusion, this phone is a great buy for someone looking for a phone with a current operating system that doesn't break the bank. But if you're just wanting to play games, browse the web and scroll through social media, I would go for a more premium device with a bigger screen and better specs. I would buy this phone for young kids as it's a good size, very tough and fairly affordable. I would also recommend this for elderly people who don't use mobile phones that often, and bear in mind that this could be a great backup phone for you guys as well. But with that being said, big thanks to Motorola for letting me review this phone. Please leave a like rating and drop a comment down below what you think or if you have any questions, and feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.